For rain, really coming in Wednesday and Thursday. I'm Cairo 7, pinpoint meteorologist Nick Allard.
It is 44 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Ursula Reutin.
Download our app to listen on your smartphone. Cairo Radio 97.3 FM. News and talk. Powered by the Pacific Northwest.
The fastest 15. It's brought to you by IRG Physical and Hand Therapy. They allow us to bring this to you commercial free. And this is our number.
It's time for the fastest 15 minutes in the news. This is Dori's Fastest 15.
It's a world of news in a tiny little 15-minute package just for you. Welcome to our Fastest 15. She's a saint, you know, that Nicole Thompson.
I do know that.
She's a saint. That's all I'm going to say. Saint. Okay. Ready to get right into it? Oh, I got one thing from your newscast. I forgot to write it down.
Oh.
So let me see if I can find the soundbite. So I talked about this a little bit in the big lead an hour ago. So this housing fraud thing.
Yes.
And the woman said that the reason the finance woman and her husband apparently were able to funnel $7 million to their personal private accounts and do things like buy 310 acres in Oklahoma for $2 million was because they got around safeguards.
Well, she basically said there was easy access to all the money. She said, this is the former finance director, so who's handling the money? Her.
Right.
Right? So she had easy access, no oversight, and it started small and ended up big.
But I thought I heard in that soundbite that
she didn't
got around the safeguards.
Yeah.
Those don't sound like really good safeguards to me.
Clearly, they need to improve their.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So another great job by government and by the homelessness industry to
I heard one other
take care of our money.
Yeah, one other comment, which was, trust, but always check.
Yes, trust but verify. That was
Exactly.
Ronald Reagan.
Yes.
That was Ronald Reagan with those commie Soviets. Yeah, trust but verify. And if you want a good analogy for the commie Soviets, just look at government around here. You're the one who brought up trust but verify.
Hey, it's a good comment.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, let's get into the Fast 15. So I saw an absolutely remarkable tweet over the weekend. Our King County executive, Dow Constantine, sent out a tweet, and I will just read it to you in its entirety. There's no better night to leave your car at home than New Year's Eve. And with free fares, you can ride King County Metro Bus and not have to worry about parking or a safe ride home. And I was thinking, that is really nice of Dow Constantine. I know that we have to pay for 3 full-time sheriff's employees to drive him everywhere during his workday and in the evening hours when he goes out drinking and womanizing, according to sources. But we spend about $400,000 a year for Dow Constantine. But his message is, if you are not smart enough to scam taxpayers out of $400,000 a year to provide you with a ride anywhere and everywhere so you can drink not just on New Year's Eve, but 365 days a year. If you're not smart enough to scam the taxpayers, you should just go ride the bus with all the rest of the unwashed masses. So that's good advice from Dow Constantine. And I do advise you, on New Year's Eve, please drive safely. Next up in the Fastest 15. Okay, I haven't heard this one yet. Did you hear this thing about Shaquille O'Neal?
Yes.
Have you heard the audio?
I've not heard the audio. I've heard what he's claiming.
So apparently, and you're the one who found this, Nicole. So what's the context? Is he just on the set of his NBA pre- and post-game show?
Yes, I'm actually not sure what they were talking about before he went into. I guess somebody must have brought up Stevie.
Okay, but apparently Shaquille O'Neal does not believe that Stevie Wonder is actually blind, which it would.
And that's based on?
Well, let's hear it from his own self. Wait, where is it? Where is it, Nicole?
I had it. Something happened.
Where is it, Nicole?
Hold on, I'll have it.
Okay. Here, let me give you a little more context while Nicole is refreshing that. He was co-hosting Inside the NBA. He told a quick story that he promised you're not going to believe, and then he said something rather remarkable. Shall I go to another story and come back to
Nope,
this?
I'll play it.
Okay, here we go.
I'll tell you Stevie Wonder story, but you're not gonna believe it.
Come on, man.
No, I wouldn't.
I know the story. He's
I
got to
wouldn't-
tell it.
I wouldn't
He's got to
believe it.
tell it, Ernie. I know the story. He's told me he's got to tell a story.
All right, go
He's
for
got
it.
to tell a story.
It's a true story.
It's
a true story. So
according to Shaq.
we lived in a building on Wilshire. So you park your car under the valet's down there. So I'm already in the building. I'm coming through the lobby. Door opens. It's Stevie Wonder. He comes in, says, "What's up, Shaq?" Presses the button. Hold on, it's true story. Presses the button, gets off on the floor, buys stuff, goes to his room. I went and called every person I knew and told the story. They believe me. No, bro, he got on the elevator. He said, "What's up, Shaq? How you doing, big dog?" Yes, he did. Yep. Wilshire Boulevard. Yep.
So Shaquille O'Neal does not believe that Stevie Wonder is actually blind because he recognized him.
I'm guessing that he can see shadows and sees this really big guy that is Shaq.
Can he? I mean, I
Well,
thought...
I understand. My understanding, he's been blind since he was born
Childhood.
6 weeks prematurely.
Yeah. But
But you can be legally blind. I mean, you could be, like, he could be
I thought he was...
98% blind and see shadows.
I've never heard that. But anyway, so Shaquille O'Neal does not believe that Stevie Wonder is blind.
And purely based on that, hey.
Yeah, because Stevie...
He's just lived his whole life as a fraud.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's you know what?
Wouldn't that be something, though?
Please.
Oh, he's committed to the part, if that's the case. He never breaks character, that's for sure. Unless he sees Shaq in the building. Okay, next up, there was a time when I thought Taylor Swift was somewhat, and I mean this purely from a not a creepy standpoint. I thought she was an appealing artist. She was,
She is.
Yeah, when she was young, she was doing those country songs, and she seemed very wholesome.
She still is. She's making just so many records that are.
And then she
Killing it.
she crossed over from country into pop, and her songs have great hooks. You know, you remember that "Shake It Off"? Oh, that was catchy. But she has finally degenerated into a total lack of self-awareness degenerate, like so many people in showbiz.
Degenerate?
Yeah. No, look.
Based on what?
She was at some award show, okay?
No, she won the Billboard's female, or no, woman of the decade.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah.
Okay, how are you going to
No, I'm
say that
actually
she's
gonna
not
agree.
anything remarkable?
I'm actually going to agree that
in all
she's
seriousness,
lost.
is there a night of the week year-round when they don't give out some music industry award? Because it seems like there's a new one, you know, American Country, the Billboards, the whatever this was. Oh, this was Billboard. Anyway, so she went up to give a speech, and instead of saying something even remotely interesting, she started droning on, because you know about her business deals? This dude, Scooter Braun, bought her music library.
Yeah.
And she's all ticked off about it. So she gets up on stage, and as she's being honored as the woman of the decade, she starts droning on and on about how upset she is by this business deal.
Of course, Scooter never contacted me or my team to discuss it prior to the sale, or even when it was announced. I'm fairly certain he knew exactly how I would feel about it, though. And let me just say that the definition of the toxic male privilege in our industry is people saying, but he's always been nice to me, when I'm raising valid concerns about artists and their rights to own their music. And of course he's nice to you.
She was supposed to get applause there. She paused for applause because she used toxic male masculinity or whatever the phrase was.
Yeah,
and then nobody applauded because they don't care. She's filthy rich.
Yes, that maybe she could have done that whole thing elsewhere and made her point. Not there.
I can't imagine they said, hey, go up and talk for 15 minutes.
No.
She handed her award back, and she's like, I'm going to be here a while.
Yeah.
That said,
Yeah, this goes on
this
for
guy is trying to screw her over.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care. I wanted to
If it was your daughter, you'd care.
wanted to hear my woman of the decade. I wanted to hear something uplifting.
If you're in this room, you have something he needs. The fact is that private equity is what enabled this man to think, according to his own social media post, that he could buy me. But I'm obviously not going willingly. Yet
Again, that was a pause for applause.
So many pauses for applause.
Yeah,
and that
and
never
it
happened.
was like everybody in this place, and they're all predisposed to liking her, but she's just
Wait till the end is when she finally gets it.
a
Play how many
smattering.
seconds?
Okay.
the most amazing thing was to discover that it would be the women in our industry who would have my back and show me the most vocal support at one of the most difficult times. And I will never, ever forget it. Like,
Pause for applause.
ever.
Pause for applause. Come on, you guys. Applaud.
That's how long it took.
Yeah. Okay, I'm done with her. No more. I'm taking her posters down as soon as I get home
Okay, that's creepy.
this afternoon. No, this is creepy. So as more and more people are putting these Ring doorbells in, hackers are finding more and more ways to access, and they can spy on your intimate moments. They can spy on your kids. And here's one. We have a new story today. Here's one from a couple days ago where a guy was talking with a kid through the Ring doorbell. There's a hacker.
So, do you hack into the cameras that are inside the house too? Huh? All of them. Oh. So do you see like any like naked people? Probably all the time, right?
Bro, it's the cops. Damn, girl cop. Show me those Cheryl.
So what happens there is he's talking to this kid, and then he calls the cops, and so the cops pull up behind him,
Yeah.
and then this kid sees the cops, and he's like, "Oh, calling the cops, huh?
Yeah.
Calling the cops." And he tells him he sees very inappropriate things for a kid to see, and then the other one is the little girl, the 8-year-old, playing in her playroom when the guy starts talking.
Do you have that one too?
Yeah.
Apparently,
Love
this is
it.
just becoming more and more common.
Well, yeah.
The more we get these devices to make life easier.
Yes, and here's the other one. There's a strange man talking to an 8-year-old in her bedroom.
Well, first what happened, I was in the hallway. I thought it was my sister, so I heard some music. It's like to the window, so I come upstairs, and I hear some banging noise. I was like, who is that?
Now, it didn't end with the creepy music. Take a look at what happened when 8-year-old Alyssa LeMay started looking for the source of the strange noises.
Who is that?
I'm your best friend. I'm Santa Claus.
That's creepy.
So
because more and more people are putting these throughout their homes because they want to have the nanny cam and all of that. But hackers are getting into your house. Okay, next up in the Fastest 15, do not forget you can join Cairo Radio and Treehouse for another year of holiday magic. If you want to help out, just text the word magic to 98973, and we'll get back to you with how you can help some of the 5,000 children in foster care in our state. And you have a beautiful feature about one of these families that has been helped out.
By Treehouse. And it's just really remarkable, the things and the lives that are changed by Treehouse. And I wanted to share with you the story of one young woman who I was so impressed with. And she is a gal from North Bend. And, as you know, the saying goes, every picture tells a story. But in this case, for this young woman in North Bend, Treehouse helped change her life story by supporting her love for photography.
This is my camera that Treehouse got me, and it is an amazing camera.
On any given day, you'll find 18-year-old Erica Michelson taking pictures with her Canon Rebel T6. Her relationship with this special camera started when she entered foster care in 8th grade and moved in with her grandparents. At the time, she had no direction. She was failing all of her classes and dropped out of school. But her love for art, and specifically photography, kept her going.
Technically, I started photography when I was little, but I really got into it in middle school. But I just used my phone because I didn't really have money to buy a camera or anything like that.
Erica got connected with Treehouse and started working with an education specialist who encouraged her to pursue her passion for photography. The nonprofit's goal is to help foster kids have a bright future, and it was Treehouse that bought Erica her first real camera.
I was super excited and happy because I didn't even think it was possible because they're like a few $100s, and that's a lot of money.
Since then, Erica has been telling stories with her pictures.
It's like an adrenaline high. I can't even explain it. It's just a super awesome feeling. Like, it's something I love so much.
Erica had never taken a photography class. Last summer, she was accepted to the School of the New York Times, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to learn from some of the very best in the industry. But it came with a $6,000 price tag. Once again, Treehouse stepped in and helped Erica raise the money she needed.
And I also had a GoFundMe page, which Mike McCready from Pearl Jam, I met him through Treehouse, and he made a humongous donation to help me go to New York and experience all this.
The school had a photojournalism challenge. The 2 grand prize winners would have their images published in the Sunday edition of the newspaper. Erica went out to Coney Island one day looking for a story to tell and came across an elderly man on a bench with 2 tennis balls next to him.
So I was walking down the boardwalk, and I just saw this guy sitting there, and the sky was like a beautiful color mixed with like the beach. And I was like, you know what, this looks like a cool, like, it could have a story behind it that I don't know of.
Out of more than 4,000 images that were submitted, only 2 were chosen. Erica's was one of them. Seeing her photo published in the Sunday edition of the New York Times, she says, was mind-blowing. It also gave her a newfound confidence and has inspired her to do even more with her talent.
I want to go to college for photography and include some business in that, and hopefully start a photography business and see where that leads me.
And she says none of this would have been possible without Treehouse.
Having like an ed specialist really is just a motivation. You feel loved because someone cares about you and your future, and Treehouse cares about you and who you are and what goals you have, and they want to help you get to where you want to be.
Beautiful story.
I love
so
that
cool.
young woman.
Yeah.
She's just so, and her pictures are beautiful.
We've met so many kids through this program who you can tell they've just, come from really tough situations and get their lives turned around.
Yes.
So, cool story. Thank you.
So just if you're thinking of how you can make a difference in someone's life this year, again, this is Holiday Magic Week. Text the word MAGIC to 98973, and you'll find out all the different ways you can help make holidays bright for kids in foster care.
Very cool. All right. And I hate to follow up such a beautiful story with some bad Seahawk breaking news.
The big lead. Breaking news.
Probably the most dynamic play in yesterday's game in Carolina.
With a slot on the left, here comes the blitz. Russ steps up as the Hawks pick it up. Throw deep. Got a man out there. Chasing it. What a catch. Holy catfish. What a catch. Down to the 25-yard line. Josh Gordon diving.
I mean, the kind of catch that very few humans can make. But the Seahawks knew they were taking a chance on Josh Gordon because he had a long history of league suspensions for drugs. He had played for the Cleveland Browns. He, didn't even play half the games there. Then New England took a chance on him. They cut him earlier this year. The Seahawks took a chance on him. I am just getting word that Josh Gordon has been suspended by the NFL indefinitely without pay for violating policies on performance-enhancing substances and substances of abuse. He was on a very short leash when he came here because of all of his past washouts in the NFL. But as the Seahawks are on the brink of doing some really great things, and he was a guy who looked like he might be able to contribute with some dynamism. Josh Gordon suspended indefinitely without pay. This might have been his final chance, and that could be just an incredible physical talent wasted because of substance abuse. So that is the breaking Seahawks news. Josh Gordon, wide receiver, suspended indefinitely, and that is your big lead.
This has been the fastest 15 minutes in the news.
Is what I meant to say.
Dory's fastest 15.
Give us 15 minutes. We'll give you the world. Okay, as I said, Seattle is the embarrassment of the nation this weekend once again. community activist who really made this video from that homeless conference go viral. We're going to talk to him next.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
Because it feels